Have you ever felt like life is just chaos? You wake up and there's noise everywhere. Work pressure, family tension, your own thoughts pulling you in 10 directions at once. And somewhere underneath all of it, a question arises. Is there any order to any of this? This isn't a new problem. People have felt this way for thousands of years, and a long time ago, in a sacred forest called Tillai, a group of wise men felt it too. These men were sages, scholars. They had spent their whole lives studying sacred texts. But somewhere along the way, their learning had turned into arrogance. Instead of wisdom, they had pride. Instead of peace, they had endless debate. They thought they knew everything. So, Lord Shiva decided to visit them, but not as a king or a god. He came as a simple naked wanderer, walking quietly into the forest. Beside him walked Lord Vishnu, disguised as a beautiful woman named Mohini. The sages' wives were immediately drawn to the wanderer, and that made the sages furious. They decided to destroy him. First, they used their powers to send a ferocious tiger charging at him. Lord Shiva simply tore off the tiger's skin and wrapped it around himself like a garment. Then they sent a deadly serpent. He calmly wound it around his neck. Then a fierce antelope, which he tamed as his pet. The sages were running out of ideas, so they did something terrible. They gathered every last bit of sin and darkness in the world, all the ego, all the ignorance, all the arrogance, and they poured it into a single monstrous form, a demon. His name was Apasmara Purusha, the dwarf of ignorance. They sent this demon to destroy Lord Shiva once and for all. And here's where this gets beautiful. Because this demon, he's not just a demon in a story. He is the voice inside all of us that says, I know the best. I don't need anyone. My ego is my strength. Left unchecked, that voice grows. It becomes a monster we can no longer control, just like the sages. Lord Shiva took one look at the demon, threw him to the ground, and began to dance in pure absolute bliss. This became the Ananda Tandava, the Dance of Bliss, where Lord Shiva dances on top of ignorance itself, turning it into the very ground beneath his feet. Lord Vishnu witnessed this dance and was so moved that he described it to Shesha, the great cosmic serpent. Shesha was so overcome that he performed years of deep penance just to witness it for himself. And Lord Shiva promised to him by saying that when you are born on earth again as sage Patanjali, I will dance again for you at that very spot. And so it happened. At Chidambaram temple, Lord Shiva danced again for sage Patanjali and his companion. Today, that spot holds one of the most ancient and sacred temples in all of India. Sculptures of this dancing form of Lord Shiva have been found in temples dating back to between 543 and 755 AD, even older than the Chola dynasty. We call this form Nataraja, the Lord of Dance, and every single detail of how he looks tells us something. The Damaru in the upper right hand sounds the rhythm of creation. His wild flowing hair holds the crescent moon, the sacred river Ganga, which is all of creation preserved within him. The fire in the upper left hand represents dissolution, which burns away what no longer serves. Abhayahasta, the lower right hand, grants fearlessness and represents divine grace. The gesture that conceals stands for veiling. The right foot is planted firmly on the Apasmara Purusha, symbolizing crushing ego and ignorance beneath it, which are no longer in control. The left leg raised and thrown across in liberation. Now here's the most astonishing part. The innermost shrine at Chidambaram, the most sacred place in the whole temple, is empty. There's no statue, no form, it's just space. Because Lord Shiva is known in two ways. With form, the Sakala, as the dancing Nataraja, and without form, Nishkala, as pure space, pure consciousness. Chidambaram means the hall of consciousness, and we can interpret as Lord Shiva's dance is not happening only at a temple in Tamil Nadu. It is happening right now in the heart of every single person who seeks him. So, the next time life feels like chaos, when the ego is loud, when the noise is too much, remember the dance. The same rhythm that creates and dissolves the entire universe is available to you right now to dissolve your own inner demon, your own ignorance.